Hey everybody, it is November 30th, 2022, and World War III hasn't happened yet, so the zombie apocalypse hasn't happened yet. So, all that being said, you can get yourself some coffee from coffeebrandcoffee.com with a 5% off using the code hammertime. And with all that out of the way, I have a couple stories. But before I begin, make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. I try to respond to all the comments. I'm small enough that I can do that, unless you curse me out, and then I'm not going to answer it. I'm just going to block you. There's some kids that watch this channel, you know. And there's a billionaire who owns Twitter and Tesla who watches this channel, too. He's one of my subscribers. Yeah. So, from November 30th, New York Post, opinion, editorial. And I'm going to skim this, so you'll see why. Liberal media says we should stop covering crime because it's hurting Democrats. Liberal media suddenly cares about crime. Oh, not the staggering toll on businesses and the quality of life, or even loss of life. No, they're upset that fear-mongering hurt Democrats in the midterm elections. And for that, they blame the New York Post. The one New York publication in this, or the one publication in the country that decided to run the Hunter Biden laptop story is the reason why the Democrats lost in the midterm elections. Just remember that. They got blocked on Twitter and got lambasted by all the other media outlets. Well, Fox didn't, and Newsmax, and, you know, the leftist media, the mainstream media that, they lambasted New York Post and tried to cover up the story, or not report on it at all. So, NYC media might have cost Democrats. The House laments New York Magazine. They didn't run the story. New York's seismic tilt towards the GOP, the New York Times claims, was due to doomsday-style ads and, my favorite, constant media headlines. They're a news publication. What do you expect them to do? Not tell the news? And I don't understand how constant media headlines is a bad thing. You're obviously reporting big stories. If it's getting constant media headlines, those obviously are a big deal. If you guys were covering it, I don't even know what you're trying to say. They were doing a good job. Is that what you're saying? Fact is, it was New York Democrats who cost Democrats the House by pushing a flagrantly illegal gerrymandered election map, which after being overturned by a judge led to a more level congressional playing field. And in an accidental governor more interested in raising money than debating ideas, and a spirited campaign by a Republican challenger, Lee Zeldin, and, well, here we are. But set that aside, let's consider their arguments. 7 myths they pushed to claim that voters were fooled. So the stupid voters believed that, sure, crime is up, but it's not as bad as it used to be. New York has always been this way. The voters don't even live in high crime areas. I'm not going to debate each and every one of these. These are just all so dumb. Crime isn't that bad. Check out this statistic. That reminds me of Chicago's Lori. No, I'm not getting into this. Nope. 5. You're just doing this because of the election. A very disturbing... Yeah, that's never fun. You're being cruel. New York Post featured a man who was arrested 33 times for shopping. Eric Adams is to blame. And Democrat media aren't blaming the Post, they're pointing the finger at the mayor. I have this other story pulled up because I thought it was interesting. Tim Pool did a little bit about the San Francisco Police Department getting the use of killer robots. And... well, it's kind of funny because these robots, they can use deadly force. Let's just read a little bit of this first before I give you my thoughts on it. The San Francisco Police Department got Board of Supervisors approval to use robots as a deadly force option against suspects Tuesday night, but at least the robots will only have bombs instead of firearms. Question mark? When Mission Local broke the news last week that the San Francisco Police Department was asking for legal permission to use robots to kill suspects, the idea of killer robots quickly drew national and international scorn. A similar effort in Oakland was retracted last month after similar blowback. So those who support these legal robots pushed back. I think it's the people that don't support the lethal robots pushed back, but whatever. Supervisor Raphael Mandelman tweeted Tuesday that none of the robots have firearms attached, and SFPD has no plans to attach firearms. However, in extreme circumstances, it is conceivable that use of a robot might be the best and only way of dealing with a terrorist or mass shooter. There is another thing in here. So though the robots won't have firearms, they will be equipped with explosive charges or bombs, according to SFPD. The robots, thus, would only be killing suspects with bombs, not firearms. After all, we're not savages here. And yeah, they tweeted that out and stuff. So, you don't need to have... Okay, some of these explosive charges could possibly be flash grenades. Well, they just want to stun them. You can have stun grenades, flash grenades. They're two different things. You've played Call of Duty, I'm sure. The proposal went before the San Francisco Board of Supervisors Tuesday, and it was approved. The board voted 8-3 to authorize SFPD to equip those robots with explosives and allow them to use deadly force, with only Supervisors Dean Preston, Hillary Ronan, and Shaman Walton voting against the authorization. SFPD Assistant Chief David Lazar spoke on the board in favor of the lethal robots, citing 600 mass shootings in the U.S. this year and the 2017 Mandalay Bay shooting in Las Vegas that killed 60 people. It could happen in San Francisco where you have an active shooter that is shooting people, Lazar told the board. We, SFPD, would then think to ourselves, okay, this is a possible option. Are you kidding me? Yes. When that shooting was going on, I'm sure there was a robot within the vicinity that could have prevented that many people from getting shot. These robots that were previously used to detonate bombs will be carrying bombs. Have you seen those robots? They are not fast. I've seen faster, more effective killing machines on Robot Wars. Hang on. Robot Wars. Not go to their webpage because their webpage doesn't have anything. Anyways, as you can see, it's an arena. You've got balls and chains. You've got a robot with an axe. You've got, sometimes they have flamethrowers on them. I guess it doesn't like me having this many windows open. See? And you're going to tell me that the only way to deal with a bad element is to explode a robot? These are all homemade and way faster than the Bomb Squad robots. I'm not trying to downplay the Bomb Squad. They do what they are intended to do. But those are not the kind of robots you want to put into a gun-toter situation, because they're just going to wreck. If there is a hostage, the hostage is boned. And this is what's going to happen when you defund the police. We're going to have these little, I think if we had these little guys running around chasing people down, it would be much more effective than the Bomb Squad robots, because if you saw a little dude like that with a giant axe coming at you, I bet you'd leave cover. Or if it had a miter saw on it, maybe not the hammer, but come on. Yeah, Robot Wars was awesome. Yeah, that one has a frickin' saw on it. These are all deadly force. Any one of these gets to you, that's deadly force. Maybe not that one that got messed up. But all of that's deadly force. Deadly force. You see that? Deadly force. I wouldn't want to test it to see if it is deadly force or not, but I would assume that a lot of that could be deadly force. Okay, I'm done.